In the depths of Windsor Castle, behind a locked door, Queen Victoria kept a secret chamber that few ever saw. After the death of Prince Albert in 1861, she transformed this room into a private shrine. His robe was laid across a chair, his shaving water was prepared daily, his pillow left untouched. For 40 years, until her own death, Victoria visited this room, speaking to him as if he still lived. The monarchy projected strength, but here, in this silent chamber, was a queen broken, a woman grieving in eternal dialogue with the dead. No royal portrait showed it, no official records mentioned it, but behind palace stone, this room whispered the rawest truth, that even queens bleed quietly. Ask the guards, ask the historians, ask the footage. The Grey Lady of Hampton Court Palace is more than a ghost story. She's a piece of royal trauma that refuses to fade. In 1542, Catherine Howard, the fifth wife of Henry VIII, was arrested for adultery. She broke free from her captors and ran down the gallery, screaming for the king's mercy. She never reached him, beheaded at just 18. But centuries later, visitors report a ghostly woman in white racing down the same corridor, crying out in terror. Security footage from 2003 even captured an unexplainable figure flinging open a door. The palace never denied it. Some stories, it seems, demand to be seen, whether history is ready or not. King George III is remembered as the mad king who lost America, but what if history misunderstood him? For centuries, his private writings were locked away, not for scandal, but because they revealed something raw. In these secret letters to his doctor, he described visions, confusion, and a deep fear he was becoming someone else. "I am not the king I was," he wrote. His madness may have been undiagnosed bipolar disorder or porphyria. His pain was poetic, his loneliness staggering. These weren't rants, they were cries for help in elegant ink. Locked in royal vaults, they told a different story, one of mental health long before it had a name. Before Meghan Markle, there was Queen Charlotte of Mecklenburg-Strelitz, wife to King George III. Born in 1744, Charlotte had African ancestry through the Portuguese royal line, her features documented in paintings that mysteriously changed over time, softened, whitened, erased. Historians long debated it, but genealogy supports it. Britain may have once had a black queen. Charlotte loved botany and founded what would become Kew Gardens, but today she's rarely spoken of. Not denied, but diluted, as if history, uncomfortable with the truth, painted over her not just in portrait, but in memory. 1942. Amidst the Second World War's chaos, Buckingham Palace was bombed 9 times. One hit landed directly in the courtyard, while King George VI and Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother, were inside. Refusing to leave London, they stood their ground as smoke and fire rose over their home. "I am glad we have been bombed," the Queen said. "It makes me feel I can look the East End in the face." This wasn't just symbolism, it was survival. That day, the monarchy became mortal, vulnerable, and somehow more human. Before Diana, before Meghan, there was Margaret, the Queen's rebellious sister. In 1953, she planned to marry Group Captain Peter Townsend, a divorced man, but the monarchy forbade it, the church, the cabinet, even the Queen. A BBC interview was filmed where Margaret declared her love and intent to renounce royal privilege. It was never aired, erased, but the transcripts leaked. "I am deeply in love," she said, "and I am willing to give everything up." In the end, she didn't. Her heart broke quietly. The footage remains lost, but her voice echoes through those yellowed pages, defiant and brave. Not all royals grow old in public. Prince John, the youngest son of King George V, vanished from royal life at age 11. He suffered from severe epilepsy and likely autism, conditions misunderstood at the time. He was quietly moved to a secluded estate with a nurse and kept hidden from the world. When he died in 1919 at just 13, the palace barely acknowledged it. No state funeral, no headline, just silence. His story resurfaced decades later, raising questions. Was he hidden out of shame, or was he quietly protected in an unforgiving age? Either way, his absence left a scar in the lineage of kings. In 1671, a man named Colonel Thomas Blood did the unthinkable. He tried to steal the crown jewels from the Tower of London. Dressed as a priest, he tricked his way inside, knocked out the guard, and flattened the crown with a mallet to hide it under his coat. But he was caught fleeing the gates, and then pardoned by King Charles II. Why? No one knows. Some believe Blood was working for powerful enemies. Others say the king admired his boldness. The jewels survived, but the story? It just sparkles as much. Elizabeth I lived in a world of whispers and daggers. She never married, trusted few, and deep in her chambers she kept a hidden cabinet filled with vials, herbs, antidotes, and poisons. Some believe she used them to test for assassination attempts. Others say it was for personal use, for power, or protection. The cabinet was discovered centuries later, its contents mostly decayed, but labels remained. Nightshade, mercury, oil of vitriol. Was it fear, or was it control? The Virgin Queen ruled alone, and ruled fiercely. Even in death, her secrets sit sealed in glass. In 1760, King George II rose at 7 a.m., drank his hot chocolate, and went to the lavatory. Moments later, he collapsed, dead from an aortic aneurysm. History rarely mentions it, dignity matters, but this unflattering detail reveals something vital. Monarchy may glitter, but mortality doesn't care for crowns. His body was found by servants, his wig askew. The King of Great Britain fell not by sword or scandal, but by nature's quiet ambush. Behind every golden throne is a chamber pot, and even kings cannot escape it.